Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of um, the daily portion of German. And we have with us today our guest speaker is Nathan. Nathan, you want to say hello?
Hi there.
Great. Okay, this is the second day in the series on the Karl Rahner. The book is Gebete des Lebens, Prayers of Life, and we're actually reading the text of the introduction by Karl Lehmann. And this is just a picture of one of his books, Theologian of Grace, Karl Rahner. Okay, that you see on the screen. And here's the text we're looking at today. So, and this is quite easier than the first text we looked at, which had two examples of the extended attribute construction. Okay, so I'm just going to read out loud, and then you'll just get a sense of the sound of the words and the sentence, and then I'll ask Nathan specific questions about the grammar to unpack it and the ideas that we worked together in arriving at what the meaning of the sentences ist. So here we go. Die überlieferte Dogmatik erschien wie Knochen ohne Fleisch. Die spirituell-ascetische Literatur kam vielen vor wie Fleisch ohne Knochen. Okay, so up to the comma here, Nathan, where's the verb?
Sure, it's going to be erscheinen.
Yeah, erschien.
Erschien, excuse me. Yeah,
Ersch
erschien.
Good. And this is from erscheinen, to appear. And it comes from our word to shine comes from this German word. So this is the liefern is to deliver. So überliefern is deliver down or pass down or transmitted as a past participle serving as an adjective. So the transmitted dogmatic appeared as, and this is Knochen, it's kind of funny metaphor, appeared as bones without flesh, ohne Fleisch. Going on, from here down to here, where's the verb, Nathan?
It is, let's see, komvur.
Good. This is come, from kommen, to come, and it has a separate prefix for, which means to appear or to make an appearance as something. And it takes the dative, which we find right here, which is a little bit tricky. So the spiritual ascetic literature appeared to many, and to many persons, i.e. So sometimes the dative, our English ear wants to hear the preposition, which doesn't appear in German, but it's just subsumed in the dative case. So the spiritual ascetic literature appeared to many people as flesh without bones, simply. Going on. Immer wieder wurden jedoch von verschiedener Seite Versuche unternommen. And up to there was a verb complex.
Sure, it's going to be werden unternommen.
Good. Wurden unternommen. This is a past tense passive voice. And unternehmen means to undertake something. So this means they were undertaken. And the subject is?
It is versuchte.
Good. Now, you might think Saita, but you have to have a past a plural subject, because here von verschiedene Seite, remember the elements of the core sentence, which are we look for the verb first, the subject second, and the direct object third, if there is one. Those can never be found in a prepositional phrase. So von verschiedener Seite, for example, is in a prepositional phrase, so that excludes that. So you just bracket that out when you're looking for the core elements first. And what does immer wieder mean? Remember that?
It means again and again.
Good. So when you have any preposition here, immer just repeats that. So again and again, um, however, um, um, attempts were undertaken, however, by from a different side. In other words, from a different side, from a different perspective, attempts were undertaken to solve this, to solve the or to overcome, actually, as it says, to overcome the separation. Okay, so this is diese Spaltung is the direct object for this überwinden. So in actually the whole sentence you have this first verb complex werden unternommen, and then was undertaken to do something, to overcome. Let's see. Can you just translate sort of slowly for us the first 4 or 5 lines
Sure thing.
so we can follow along?
The dogmatics which were handed down appeared as bones without flesh. The spiritual ascetic literature occurred to many as flesh without bones.
Good.
Again and again, however, attempts were undertaken from various sides to overcome this splitting.
Great. Good job. Okay, going on. Man denke nur an die Programme einer knienden, einer betenden und einer charismatischen Theologie. Up to there. So what use is this? Let me just erase the first part so we can focus on the. So we're going from here. Is this man denke? Is this indicative or subjunctive?
Subjunctive.
Good. So this is man is third person singular, so it would be man denkt if it were one thinks. But subjunctive, one of its uses is to set forth a hypothesis or propose something or suggest something. So let one think only about in order to see these attempts that were undertaken, let one think only about the programs of a, and then you have these participles serving as adjectives of a kneeing, of a praying, and of a charismatic theology. Good. And then that's called a Verkündungstheologie. Again, this is a compound noun. Right here, divide this. And oftentimes to resolve these longer compound nouns, you can often start with the second word or the final element in that noun, which is connected with the first by an S, which you see right there. So the theology of proclamation, or you could say proclamation theology. Okay, going on. Wie sie in den 30er und 40er Jahren entworfen worden sind. So from the comma here, Nathan, where's the verb complex?
Sure. Is it going to be, let's see, is it Vordensen? Or
this whole thing here.
Oh, yeah, Entwerfen Vordensen, yeah.
Yeah, and this is from entwerfen, to design or develop. And so this is a perfect passive. They have been developed or they have been designed. What does the Z refer back to? What is the antecedent for Z?
It goes back to Programma or the
Great.
programs.
That's right. As the programs of all these different theologies, and then you could go to the verb, have been developed in the, and then this is 30er and 40er. This is referring to the 30s and the 40s of the 20th century, obviously. Okay, let's see. You want to just go from Man denke and give us a rendition of that
Sure.
slowly so we can follow?
Sure, that'd be great. Just think about the programs of a kneeling, of a praying, and of a charismatic theology, or also known as a proclamation theology, as they had been designed in the 30s and 40s.
Great, perfect. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in, and see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.